Oh, my bad. What up? My channel ain't divine for you. My shit too real for you. Oh, the cussing's a problem. Yeah, man. Hey, this shit cloaked, man. I keep telling y'all that, Joe. Hey, don't let that get in the way of the messages. Don't let what the fuck I'm saying. Don't let these words, because they're just words, man. How else am I supposed to communicate to y'all? Why do you cuss so much? Don't y'all understand? Bad English is the most known language on this planet Earth, man. Everybody speak bad English. The fuck? Hey, who's gonna understand English? Hey, they damn sure understand cuss words. They damn sure understand American slang. It's embedded all in the media fabric, television, fucking radio, music, man. Come on now. You see how hard it is? You try to censor your kids from shit. Like, I mean, come on, man. Hey, they gonna hear it anyway. This ain't built for kids. That's why I can say whatever the fuck I like in the minute I like it and do whatever I like to do here. This is YouTube, and I'm putting the U in YouTube. This person that be on this shit doing this and talking like this. This ain't me 24 hours a day. Like, I actually got a job. You know what I mean? Like, where I be on my yes shit. You know what I mean? Like, I know when to turn it on and off. Just because I'm giving out divine messages don't mean I gotta package this shit up specifically for y'all. Y'all gonna fuck with me or not? Like, it's a plethora of people y'all can get messages from who environment look good for y'all, who got just enough crystals, candles, environment. You don't even, some of y'all don't even like watching people's faces doing this shit. Cause y'all know what time it is for people that do be all up in your shit, right? This is a square. I'm just working the fuck out of it. That's, you know what I mean? It ain't like I like to see myself or I like to hear myself talking shit. It's just a space, man. This is all I got. This is my platform. And look, I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm gonna give it to you real. That's all I want to say. If you want a reading, holler at me. Enter at your own risk. I'm gonna keep it 100. I ain't finna sugarcoat shit. I'm not finna give it to you. I'm giving it to you how God gonna give it to you. I'm not God. I'm just using God as an example. God gonna give you some good shit, bad shit, or ugly shit. Good and ugly is 66% of it. It's some bad shit that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? God is gonna lay some bad shit on you. But even when it's bad, it's good. Because God works in mysterious ways, but more important than that, God don't make mistakes, son. This is the reason I'm here. Bat it up. Let's get with it. So, twin flames of separation. First card in this message, overall energy, which is fairly important. Bottom line energy is very important. Top row is the feminine energy. Bottom row is the masculine energy. We're kicking this thing off with the King of Cups. King of Cups, highest form of emotion you can be on. What are cups? Feelings and emotions. All feelings and emotions are just indicators on where you're going mentally. You see how I feel? You see this passion? You see what I'm all about here? It's just a direction I'm going mentally with y'all. With this. With things. Yeah. Because my tone is very King of Cuppy. This is a tough love card in my deck. 1950s, 1960s deck. Highest form of emotion you be on is the emotion to say fuck it to any and everything that ain't about the kingdom. This is a divine message, right? So we ain't giving a fuck about anything outside of God's kingdom. And like I say, y'all can let like my cuss words keep me out of the kingdom y'all think exists. Like I say, hell don't even exist. If you was ascended, you would know that shit. The fate of a mortal who doesn't, number one, wake up, get aware. Number two, find the purpose that God gave them. And two, do what the fuck God wants them to do on this planet. It's only one other way. And it ain't going down. It's only one right way. It's only one way in life, and that's up. What's up? God is what's up. If you ain't going up, then you going away from God. If you're going away from God, then you going down like Mary J. Blige. You non-exist. That's hell. You non-exist. We were spiritual beings that was put here having a physical experience. It ain't the other way around. There's 7 trillion inhabited planets in this motherfucking vast, infinite universe. It's definitely 7 trillion inhabited planets. So this is just one of them. God always got work to do. When we leave here, when we pass on, we're going to go to another place, another location, another purpose. Same twin. Same twin. Fuck you talking about? Might be a little different though. Maybe in the next life you'll be a female, your master will be a guy. Maybe y'all be the same sex in the next time, just like me and my twin. We 2 dudes. You know what I mean? God work in mysterious ways, you know what I'm saying? It ain't God you questioning. It's yourself on this quest to get back to the source. The kingdom. That's being on path. That's praising God. That's putting God in whatever you do. Like, I might cuss like a sailor, but what do I talk about every fucking time I get on this computer, son? God, path, purpose, divinity, divine love, divine masculinity, divine femininity. Shit you need to be on. How to deal with this shit. How to recognize signs from God. You know what I mean? What do people book readings for me for? To help them get closer to their twin, to help them get closer to their path or purpose. Or if you're already on your path and purpose, that's what I got life coaching for, to help you surpass that. You know what I mean? To making some money, make better money, widen your range of shit. Like I say, the kingdom. It's purpose over person with me. Just so I can be all about the kingdom business even more. And I'm just Queen of Pentacling off that. Bossing up off that. Bossing up on that. The kingdom. I'm bossing up on the kingdom. Like I say, I could have created a YouTube channel, mukbang eating. Just eating. The sound, you know what I mean? All quiet, just eating. There's so many people making motherfucking money off this shit. Eating. Playing games. Gossip. Gossip and bossip and shit. You know what I mean? Doing verse battles with other spiritual people and shit like that, flexing and shit like that. You know what I mean? TikTok challenges, you know, comedy. It's a lot of people with these channels doing comedy, just doing random shit. We talking about shit of substance. We talking about shit for the kingdom. You understand what I'm saying? It's two different arenas. The kingdom. What does the kingdom mean to you? Are you about kingdom business? Are you even bossing up on it? Queen of Pentacles is, like I said, a boss. It ain't no owner, but it ain't no supervisor or entry-level person. Shit, you was somebody of importance. You know what I mean? What are the knights, queens, kings anyway? Divine realms of being. Aces to 10 are karmics. Stages and cycles and energies that you go through from ace to 10. Knights, queens, kings, and things are divine realms. The way divines move is in an infinity. Because it's infinite in the fourth and fifth dimension where we be at doing divine business, where we have divine accountability at. For a person that's doing shit for the kingdom, for a person that's bossed up doing shit for the kingdom, you best believe you're going to have karmic in that divinity side. But it's also karma in the world that we deal with. So divines, we got 2 times the problems, 2 times the karma. We get 2 kinds of love, 2 kinds of influence. 2 kinds of jobs. You know what I'm saying? We just doubling up like Billy Blanks here, like King of Cups. If it ain't about the kingdom, it shouldn't mean shit to you. If it ain't gonna get you closer to God, if it ain't gonna get people closer to God, if you ain't gonna put some shit out online or whatever the fuck you doing, if you ain't trying to find a remedy for Earth's, you know, problems, it's like you come up with a cure. So we can finally have a cure for this disease that's been around this whole time without one. This is you finding a better way for us to generate power. You create free energy on a global scale to where everybody can do it just from watching your YouTube channel, learning how to do it. You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're giving something to the world as a human being, that's all that matters. That's all doing shit for the kingdom is. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why God put you here, to be an asset to the world. Not to just be of it, not to just exist here or do what 70% of the world is doing just here. Ain't woke up, ain't got no path, no purpose, don't even know God, don't know themselves, couldn't even identify their divine counterpart. We ain't talking about karmics. This is a divine message, right? All right, divines. By being who you are, what you are. You know what I mean? On path that you on right now, this whole divinity shit is exactly where you was supposed to be at. It ain't like you not on this path. It ain't like you don't know who your twin is. It ain't like you not trying. It ain't like you attempting to try. You know what I mean? With great power comes great responsibilities, Joe. And bottom line, which is more important than everything I've been saying so far, we got the 8 of Swords. That's a self-imposed prison. It's mental. The self-imposed prison. What are swords? Thoughts, decisions, mentality, ideology. Thoughts and decisions, basically. 8 of Swords is a self-imposed prison. That's something you put yourself in. It's a self-imposed prison. It's an invisible prison. Don't nobody see you in it but you. And since you got yourself in it, only you can get yourself out of it. And this is having walls up against your heart and mind to keep your heart and mind from getting hurt. When in reality, you got people that's going to climb under the walls and hurt you anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's going to climb the wall and hurt you anyway. This is, like I said, a false sense of entitlement. You just feel entitled to shit. That's some shit that's gonna change. You in some post prison thinking you entitled to shit. False sense of security. You feel secure with something that you should be insecure about, but you're secure with it. Or if you ain't secure with something, then you always gonna be insecure. Insecurity, that's some shit you're gonna have to work on. And this is, like I say, knowing your environment, knowing where you at, knowing who you are in life, knowing why you here. Knowing your environment is knowing your path, knowing your purpose, knowing God, knowing why God put you here, finding your divine counterpart, and why y'all two even united or came into recognition or got in a union in the fucking first place. Insource is also a long-standing belief that needs to be eradicated. And what that is thinking that you ain't on kingdom business or allowing other people to kind of talk down to you about what you on. We ain't, like I say, this ain't my own understanding I'm dropping on y'all. All I did was study the tarot deck, okay, condensed it to playing cards so it's easier to understand, okay, took that ball and ran with it to where now I got my own book. Now I got my own lingo. Now I'm helping like people who actually utilizing when I'm kicking out here. They're doing mighty fine. You know what I mean? So I must be doing something right, or I must be doing something with God because I'm bringing a lot of people to God. I brought a lot of people to God. It's 4 years I've been doing this shit. I'm talking about atheists, motherfuckers that was on the other side, fucking with God now, fucking with the kingdom now. You know what I'm saying? I'm bringing a lot of understanding to a lot of people, and it ain't just through the spiritual shit. I life coach and help people make more money. They business is twice as what it was before they came to me. It ain't like they paid thousands of dollars to consultants who have degrees and all that shit in business who can do the same shit I'm doing. Nah, they spending 75 to 125 bucks coming to me. And they saving a shitload of money, getting the same type of advice. I'm giving them the same contacts, same networks, same places where they give out free money, government money. I'm giving the same advice that you'll pay a person's quadruple the amount, you know what I'm saying, to get. I'm just giving it to you for the low ski. That's just what I'm doing right now. Till I get too big to where I'm going to have to, you know what I mean? Or you're going to have to pay that top dollar to really get my time because time is money. You know what I'm saying? Say all that shit to say this. You be the self-imposed prison thinking that what you do ain't for the kingdom. Like I said, this channel would have died 2 years ago if I would have allowed this karmic community. Because the world is 70% karmics. I figured that out. Like, it ain't the fact that you going viral or you blowing up or you got this big following because it's all divines that fuck with you. Fuck no. All the karmics fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have a half dollar than a penny or a full dollar than one fucking penny. I'd rather have $2 on my team than 200 fucking pennies. It's the difference between a dollar and a penny. The world is full of fucking pennies. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to come up on 200 pennies. Finding a real $2 bill out here, that's a harder job. That's a harder task. But whoever this $2 bill is, do shit for the kingdom. Because you doing shit for the kingdom. You don't want to fuck with people who really don't fuck with you. Like, one thing I noticed when I had my momentum and I was booming and shit like that, it was a lot of people just fucking with me because they were supposed to. It's like, I don't know, a thing. A lot of other psychics was hollering at me because I was in. So they was trying to get readings from me and learn from me and talk to me and be around. But soon once that momentum leaves, because it always does, you got to get it back. A psychic, she broke that shit down to me. She doing well online, but she broke down how this shit worked. But it's karmics. You got to get the karmics on your side. I don't give a fuck about them. That's why I'm having a little buffer here. All I do is for the kingdom. And if it ain't about the kingdom, I don't give a fuck about it. And you can tell through the tone about how I'm going. The kingdom, like I say, somebody got to do shit for the kingdom. Somebody got to, like I say, clothe the clothesless. Somebody got to feed the hungry. Somebody got to house the homeless. Somebody got to have a program to do that shit. To teach children. To teach other psychics how to read cards and shit like that. To teach y'all how to fish, basically. That's all I'm doing. It's just a fisherman teaching other people how to fish. I could just give y'all fish, but why? Nah, let me teach y'all how to fish so y'all don't need me. You know what I mean? Like, so y'all don't need me. I hope if you come to me for anything, I'll help you enough to where you don't need me no more. To where you can do all this shit by yourself. That's the point. That's the point. That's how divines move. That's doing shit for the kingdom. You know what I mean? Not creating blurred lines, not, you know what I mean, having it to where people gotta come to you for shit. Nah, that's not putting on. That's not PMD. Any rate, once you got to self-imposed prison, you'll be Knight of Wanding, bottom line. You'll be right where you need to be. Masculine and feminine. Coming to this thing. Divine Feminine. You got the Knight of Pentacles. This is grooming. It's just the shit I was just talking about. If you're in a position to groom somebody, that means you Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is a manifestation. That's something you wanted to manifest. You put time, energy, and resources into manifesting it. You manifested it. Now you at this step. Where what you wanted, you didn't know how to get it. Then you found out how to get it. Now you got it. Now, in this position of getting it, you can A, teach other people how to get it. Groom people to be the best person they can be. This shit just made you the best person you can be. Help another person be the best person they can be. Or, like most karmics in this motherfucker, you keep it to yourself. It's like you come up on a whole bunch of shit and you keeping it to your motherfucking self. You ain't putting on. You ain't showing other people how to get to your position because you don't want nobody at your same position. You don't want nobody making the same money as you or with the same influence as you or doing what you're doing. That's selfish. That's a one-way street. That means people helping you, but you ain't helping nobody. That means people fuck with you, but you don't fuck with them. Then you got bad grooming. That's you in this position, intentionally setting up your demonstration to where it's like you come up on a whole town of people who don't know how to fish. You're the only one who know how to fish, and you use that to your advantage. Keep people good and dumb. This is all an analogy. Being a fisherman means something. Teaching people how to fish means something. Letting people starve means something. Only giving people fish and not teaching them how to motherfucking fish themselves, that's all that shit is saying something. It's just the energy of you either went to a town, seen that people didn't know how to fish. They live by the sea. You teach them how to fish. This shit is going to bring up the ecosystem. This shit is going to feed a lot of people. Thus, you know what I'm saying? Things can happen. Through this food source, jobs can get provided. Through these jobs being provided, more money can come into this motherfucking city. But more money can come, more supplies can come. More supplies, more people, more buildings, more government. You just created a whole fucking town being a person from another town teaching other people how to fish. That's good. Bad, you come into this town, you make sure. Don't nobody know how to motherfucking fish around here. So they gotta come to you for the fish. And you make money off them. If anything, like I said, you creating slaves, you creating yes men, you creating karmics. This city ain't gonna go nowhere. If anything, it's gonna fall into chaos. Because once you get done pimping all the people in the city, like I say, ain't like you teaching people how to fish to where they're going to flourish. So the money that you get from these people is all their money. Eventually, you're going to suck them dry to where you're going to have to go to a new town to do the same shit. It'd be best if you would have taught them how to fish, go to a new town to set up shop, and then come back to get them some more because it's a bigger town and shit like that. But, you know, a person in a position, they ain't thinking. Like I say, that's how 2% of this motherfucking world runs 98% of it. Because people got shit but holding on to it. They know how to fish, but ain't teaching people how to fish. Then they ain't teaching people how to read. Then they ain't teaching people what their rights are. Then they ain't teaching people where the money at. Where the free money at, the government money at, the grant money at. Like I said, people keep it, that's what the world does. They keep shit to themselves. You know what I mean? And make people dependent on them for it. Hopefully you ain't going that route. Hopefully you're doing shit for the kingdom, so you ain't Queen of Pentacles. That could be a karmic feminine too. So you ain't no karmic ass feminine out here doing what other karmics do. You divine, so you're supposed to be moving different. So you're supposed to be helping people. So you're supposed to be about the kingdom and about the cause. If you ain't about none of this shit, if all this shit sound foreign to you, then like I said, you're just gonna have to step within for a bit and stop listening to outside sources. Masculine, you come to the situation with the Four of Wands. That's union, reunion, and recognition on a twin flame level. Non-twin flame level, this is your home. This is wherever your heart is. Home is where the heart is. Home is also where the hate is. Where some of the great is become greater. This could be your hometown. This could be your grandmama house, your house. You know what I mean? Your home. Like, you don't even have to have a house. You can literally stay in like a one-room apartment. You can literally stay in like a boarding house. You can literally stay in like most people living in goddamn storage units. It's 4 walls. Whatever 4 walls that keep you secure is a home. Whatever 4 walls that keep you secure is your home. When you leave outside that home, when you leave outside that little place of security, you in the 4 of Cups, the world. Or 5 of Wands, which is out here too. You know what I mean? You're dealing with outside conflict, everything outside the home. It's life after you leave your house. Like, you can have a home, but you're going to have to leave out the house, 5 of Wands, to go to work, to see family, to travel to the store and get some shit from the clerk over there. Like, we don't live at home. A home ain't a prison. You understand what I'm saying? And that goes for twin flame union, reunion, and recognition. Twin flame union, reunion, and recognition ain't a prison. Might feel like it, but it ain't. What are Wands? Things you're doing, things you've done, not shit you finna do because you ain't did it yet. Ace of Wands, that's awareness. That's the first step in this whole twin flame process. That's the first step in this whole divine process, is being aware you divine. Being aware that there's twin flames out here. Being aware that it is purpose out here for you to find. Being aware that it is a motherfucking God out here who's the architect of everything. Being aware that you are the thinker who thinks the thoughts that makes the motherfucking things. Being aware that hell doesn't exist. Being aware that, nigga, we live in the 4th and 5th dimension and in the 3rd dimension at the same motherfucking time. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit you become aware of. But you don't just be aware. You do something with that awareness. Awareness is just knowing you need fish to eat, that you can eat fish. 2 of Wands is learning how to catch fish, to feed yourself, or catching fish for your friend or a family so they can feed themselves too. 3 of Wands, which is path, purpose, evolution, that's teaching people how to fish so you ain't got to feed nobody around this motherfucker. So everybody can feed themselves, thus everybody can get to their own fucking business. Then you got the 4 of Wands, that shit hitting home. At one point, you were the only person that know how to fish. Now everybody know how to fish. Now the circle is complete. And anything you go from here is up. That's all 4 of Wands is. You know what I mean? You don't just be in twin flame union, reunion, or recognition. They're wands. These are actions and behavior. This is shit you're doing. This is shit you've done. You're doing things in this demo. You don't just exist in a twin flame demo. Shit is being done. Whether consciously, subconsciously, you doing it. You know what I mean? You just got to be conscious of what you're doing or aware of what you're doing. And that's really the meat and potatoes of it all. Masculine. A lot of shit hitting home for you. Like what twin flame union, reunion, and recognition really is. You got to see what it is for you to be in it. It ain't just the feminine doing all the work to get the masculine on board. Y'all reflections. The same energy that you got feminine, the masculine got to match that shit. That's really what union, reunion, and recognition is too. Y'all both got to be on the same frequency to unite. Y'all both got to be on the same frequency to recognize each other. Y'all both got to be on the same frequency, you know what I'm saying, to get together. And then it's life after y'all get together. It's life after reunion, life after union, life after recognition with your motherfucking twin. All this shit is hitting home because you're home and you get it. Home, that's Zion, the 4th and 5th dimension, the real world. If you at home, you in the real world. Once you go outside your 4 walls, you in the motherfucking matrix. You in the karmic world. You in the world everybody else live in. Where everybody else is confused, lost, don't know God, don't know path, don't know purpose, don't know shit. You know what I mean? Where they telling you that by you not being on accord with everybody else, you the outcast. By people saying, like, since you doing shit differently, that you're the problem. You know what I mean? Since you choosing to stand out like a green hat with an orange bill, since you choosing to have some nuts and stand for something and not trying to blend in like the rest of the motherfucking world, that's how you become divine. That's how you get home. It's all accountability. You just taking accountability for the path that you're going in life. And that's up. That's up. What's up? God is what's up. Bet it up. Feminine, you in regards to yourself, you got the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is the psychic card. This is where your power is. Psychic card is trusting your own intuition. What's a psychic? Trusting in your own intuition. Not going off your own understanding. Trusting, keyword, trust. Trusting in your own, keyword, own intuition, keyword. It's a cup, this whole power shit. What's a cup? Feelings and emotions, all indicator of where you're going in life. Queen of Cups is a power card. This is a psychic card. You know what I mean? Before I started even proclaiming myself to be a psychic, I knew I had power. It wasn't until I got, you know, an understanding of my power, or like an X-Men card, which is what this is. It's like being an X-Men. You got two choices. You can go to Professor X School of the Gifted, learn how to use your powers, master it to where you ain't hurting yourself or other people using your power. That's doing shit for the kingdom. You know what I mean? You're not hurting people, or people not hurting you because you know how to, you know, use your power because you're a powerful person. Or you can be like Magneto. Just think about it. Magneto ain't got no fucking school. He in the world. He's in the Matrix. Like the four walls that's out, like that's your security and outside the world is Zion. You know what I'm saying? So if you were Professor X, you in Zion, nigga. You were Magneto, you in the world where the karmic set. So if you in the world where the karmic set, that means you doing karmic shit. You a motherfucking X-Men in the world, that means you hurting people with your power. Because you ain't even learned how to control your power yet. And that means you hurting yourself with your power. Because you don't know how to control your power, so you hurting yourself. It's like you got the power to bend fire. But you ain't at a place where you can perfect it. Like I say, Professor X got a danger room. You know what I'm saying? Where you can have high-powered ass X-Men in there testing their skills up. Now, if they was in the world doing this shit, they'll be destroying people or hurting places or destroying buildings and shit. It's a place for everything. Four Wands, divines have a place in life. They have a place where they dwell, and yeah, like I say, we have a home. You know what I mean? Divines do. And if you ain't there, if you ain't in Zion, I'm telling you, you in the world. If you ain't fucking with other divines, if you know what I mean, if you can't recognize a divine or register one, then you in the world with the rest of the karmics with power. And then you're powerful and you're in the Matrix or in the world with this power. Man, what the fuck you think the world gonna do? They gonna find you and get you, infiltrate you, influence you to use your power for the world and not the kingdom. Tell you some bullshit that the kingdom don't even exist to guarantee you on a roster of the world. That's the first shit I think of with atheists or people that don't believe in God. Well, if you ain't buying into God, nigga, what the fuck you buying into? Whatever you buying into is some worldly shit. Some in the world is more realer than God to you. That's the problem. That's the disconnect. You can't disconnect from God. God is the source. Soon you take God out the box, nigga, then you disconnect yourself from God. You just dead. Spiritually dead. You in a bubble like everybody else in the Matrix. Masculine, you regards to the feminine energy, you got the devil card. What's the devil card? Addictions, overindulgence, lack of discipline, being codependent. Whether you know it or not, you being chained to somebody or somebody being chained to you, or you being bound to somebody or somebody being bound to you, whether you know it or not. This is regressing back to old behavior. Shit you said you weren't going to do no more, you doing again. You going backwards. You just had a good, prosperous steps. It's like you was doing good. Like you was. It's like a bum. You seen a bum that been a bum since she was a kid, and you look up and this bum got a job and they got a family and they got a house now and they doing things. It's like, damn, that's what's up. He definitely loosed himself from whatever that spirit or energy was that kept him a bum, that kept him a drunk, that kept him an addict. You know what I mean? Change. Things have to end for things to begin. Part of the shit that's got to end is this energy here. It's like the same bum. He doing good. Last time you seen him, he had a house, he had a wife, he had family and shit. Like most addicts did. Then it's like he relapsed. Now he back on the street. It was a difference when you didn't know his story. You know where he come from. And then you go talk to him. It's like, yo, what happened? Man, I regressed back to old behavior. Man, I went back to the pipe. Man, I went back to the bottle. Man, I went back to the streets. Man, I went back to the other bitch instead of my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go backwards, it's like I say, you going down. You descending. We trying to ascend here. So if you ain't going up where God at, then nigga, you going down. Not to where hell at, because hell don't fucking exist. And we ain't really putting power in this card, because the devil, Satan, and Lucifer are three different people with three different places with three different agendas, which you would know if you was a divine. They had no fucking power over you, which you would know if you was a divine. If you really divine, you would know these things. And it ain't like It's a book you're going to read to find this shit out. It's shit that's going to indwell you. God indwells our mind. That's why God is even here. He's in here. He's indwelling our mind. Like, we're just indwelled by God's spirit. Thus, we're God's. Thus, we have power. We're X-Men and shit like that. All shit you would know being divine. Moving on. Get rid of this devil energy, masculine. You know what I'm saying? Before this shit takes you backwards. You just did so well cleaning up. Don't get dirty. You don't have to. I told you, it's easy to relapse. It's easy to fall back into the bullshit. It's easy to give into the world. It's easy to be accepted by every fucking body. You know what I mean? It's easy to have yes men on your team. Like, it's hard being your own man, being your own woman. It's hard following your own path. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going off our own understanding. We're indwelled by God. Thus, divine laws automatically input in us, just like our power. You understand what I'm saying? What we're not going to do is descend or give into the world or allow karmic motherfuckers to rub off on us to where we karmic now. That's what the world wants, for you to be like everybody else. That's what the devil wants, is for you to believe that God don't exist when the devil used to work for him. Satan used to work for him. Lucifer used to work for God. They know God on a whole nother level, totally different from us. But they tell you God don't exist, though. Yeah, man. Hey, don't let the three-dimensional, don't let the third dimension get the best of you. Or don't let the third dimension trap you to where you ain't even got access to the fourth and fifth dimension no more. Thus, access to God. Thus, access to other divines. Five of Wands, that's outside conflict, feminine, you in regards to the masculine energy or the masculine energy within yourself. This is outside conflict. Shit that don't involve you unless you involve yourself in it. But why would you do some stupid shit like that? Five of Wands is also life after union, reunion, and recognition. I told you about that in the beginning of the message. Just because you get into union, like I say, the world ain't going to have an earthquake and the angels ain't finna come out the sky and God ain't finna float down and greet you personally for recognizing your twin. Fuck no. It's going to be just like every other day. When you reunite with your twin, it ain't finna be no fireworks and, yeah, I mean, shit moving in slow-mo and God just sitting there clapping and shit, looking at you both pleased like, nah, nigga. I don't know what movie y'all motherfuckers think we living in or what dimension y'all think we in. Fuck no. Nothing changes after reunion. Nothing changes after union. Nothing changes after you find your path in life. Nothing changes after you get to God. Nothing changes after you quit this drug that you've been on for 30 years. The only thing that changes are the wands. Actions, behavior, shit you doing, shit you done, not shit you finna do because you ain't did it yet. All that changes is your actions and behavior past this. Separation happens to everybody. Every twin goes through separation. Just like every twin goes through recognition. Just like every twin goes through union. Hopefully, not all. And like I say, that's why I say 70% of the world are karmics, 28% of the world are divines, and then you got the 1-2%ers. Truth of the matter is, not every fucking human being on this planet gonna meet their twin. Not every human being on this planet gonna find a purpose. Not every human being on this planet is gonna find God. That's tragic. That only 28% of the world, us divines, get it. That you really only got 28% of the world who really putting God out here. You know what I mean? We're really giving y'all what y'all need. We're light bearers, so we're shining light in the dark ass world. This world is dark as fuck. It was dark before we got here. This bitch gonna be dark when we leave this motherfucker. God's people is who I say when I say we. And yes, I do sound like a broken record or a soapbox preacher here in your next sermon and shit, but like I said, this shit is simple. That's why it can be simplified as such. And that's why it is. It's divine knowledge. One thing about divine knowledge, you can't get it confused. There's only one right way in life. There ain't two ways. If it was two ways, it'd be two powers. It ain't two powers. You know what I mean? Last example I'm going to use. You an astronaut, right? Soon you leave this last atmosphere, where are you at? You ain't on Earth no more. You ain't subdued to Earth rules no more. Ain't no air in space. Ain't no gravity in space. It's air on Earth. It's gravity on Earth. You understand what I'm saying? It's a lot of factors that aren't into play no more once you hit the fourth and fifth dimension. You technically don't age in space. That's facts. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't take, like I said, you ain't got to be an astronaut to learn about what's outside this world, to see outside this world. We're automatically connected to the fourth and fifth dimension while being on this third dimension. But like I said, some people got to see shit to believe shit. Some people got to see shit to believe shit. But it shouldn't take you to see things to get with shit. Faith is unseen. Faith and good works is unseen. God is unseen. He's here. He's unseen. This is certain shit you understand once you get out of this world. You stay in the world, you ain't gonna know shit. You stay in the world long enough, you're gonna think that what I'm saying is bugging. What I'm saying ain't true. Or like I said, I mean, so many people don't fuck with God. It's tragic. Because the first pre-humans reverenced God and praised God. They didn't even know who God was, but they was praising him. I don't know who God is, but I'm praising him. You don't know who God is, but you praising him. Let's at least try. Let's at least look towards a higher power and shit. Human beings been looking to higher powers since the beginning of time. Why the fuck would that shit be irrelevant now when it was relevant for Neanderthals, my nigga? What, we better than them? We smarter than them? So what they were believing in possibly couldn't be? And since we got science, facts, and technologies to override faith, that we putting fact over faith now when we couldn't do it in the beginning? Nah, nigga. It's only one right way. You put faith over fact. You put faith over fact. There was a time before we even knew, like, primitive man couldn't even explain why the fuck smoke coming out their mouth and they ain't smoking. They couldn't equate, oh, that's the temperature. That's my breath, heat from the breath. Nah. You know what I mean? They couldn't equate, like, certain shit. Like, I'm sure a person that brought fire to a primitive place, like they created fire with their hands and shit. I'm sure to, you know what I mean? Whoever seen that shit, like, damn, nigga, you the devil. Like, everything is the devil. Everything is worldly. Because man puts that on God. Man puts that on the kingdom. Man puts that on path and purpose and shit. All I'm saying is, fuck the world. Give a fuck what man got to talk about. Listen to God. If you listen to hear, like, close enough, you can hear God. He ain't gonna sound like a human being. He ain't gonna come in the form of words. He might come in form of a digital download. He might come in form of a vision. Or a burning bush. Or splitting red seas or some shit. God is a personal relationship. That means you and God personally got some shit to do. The relationship between you and your twin is y'all personal shit. So y'all gotta get personal with the shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's rules to life. And it's so simplified that you ain't gotta question God. You ain't gotta question path or purpose. You ain't gotta question life. Just keep it simple, stupid. Everything we need to succeed, survive, and thrive in this world was already put here before we got here. That's facts. Anything we need on this planet was already put here before we got here. Like, that's God. Only God can do some shit like that. Your parents ain't doing shit like that. Moving on. Masculine role. You got the Ace of Wands, Divine Masculine. This is awareness. I told you the Ace of Wands is the first step to this whole process. You got to be aware that you were Divine Masculine. You got to be aware, okay, what divines do or where divines are at or how divines move. You got to be aware that the world is 70% karmics. That 2% of this fucking world will run the rest of it. You got to understand there's no hell. You got to understand who God is. You got to be aware of who your divine feminine actually is. The divine feminine is not like any other feminine you ever gonna meet in your motherfucking life. They're your divine counterparts, so you never gonna meet another person like this person ever in life. This is the most like-minded, same frequency having, the closest feeling of oneness you're gonna get with anybody other than God. I said body, I ain't gonna say thing. God is really a thing more so than a person. You know what I mean? But it's the relation to God. You being aware of that. It's the relation to your twin, you being aware of that. Why are you even here and being aware of that? What doesn't exist and being aware of that? You're just getting aware. You're the divine masculine. You're the king of wands. So what's a wand to you? Use your final role, wrapping this up. Feminine, you just went from the Five of Wands, which is learning about life after union, reunion, recognition, or what happens outside your door every day, to the Six of Wands. That's wins, victories, celebrations. That's a win. Two of Wands, you making ends meet in life. That's a W. Three of Wands, you finding path. You finding path or purpose, or aligning yourself with your path or your purpose in your life. That's a win. Four of Wands, union, reunion, and recognition. That's a W. That's something to celebrate. That's definitely a fucking victory. Six of Wands, victories, wins, and celebrations. When you Four of Wands, like I said, path got you home. Path got you to twin flame union, reunion, and recognition. Path got you towards God. It's the path you on. Three of Wands, the path you on. That's going to dictate the wins, victories, and celebrations you getting in your life. How are you winning if you didn't want to win? And if you want to win, that means you want something more than what you have. You're not a loser right now. You just ain't never had no W. It's like your first time playing sports and you love it. Your first time getting a trophy or a gold medal, you love it. Your first time making money, you addicted to it. It's like, yo, I like this. Maybe I could do something with this. That's how you find your path, through the type of wins you're getting. I knew when I was 13, I could rock a crowd. When I rocked the crowd for the first time at a talent show, like, I ripped that shit. Like, it was packed, nigga. I had a whole auditorium. Like, nigga, I had them in my hand, nigga. Like, I was doing, like, some spoken word type shit. And then, me and my homie who I had my first rap group with, we, like, staged like a battle. Like, it was all our idea. We was 13, man. We had this whole idea. Like, I was gonna start it off just to get the audience into me. You know what I'm saying? Really, like, I had them exactly where I wanted them, and I was saying some real shit in this spoken word. Then my nigga who I was rapping against, he said some shit. He was talking about like it was Black History, and I was saying some real shit. But my nigga. Like, I was saying spoken word like on some Fred Hampton shit, nigga, just on some, like, powerful shit, like getting niggas, you know what I mean, passion up, nigga. My nigga, it was more so of a bop. He was just, all right, everybody, clap. Niggas clapping. So now we got niggas clapping. So while he doing this thing, I went to switch clothes. It was like a boxing theme type shit. And, I put take my hands, I got the boxer shorts on. And behind the curtain, they setting up a ring. So when he got done with his thing, it was like a ring, and me and my niggas was going at it, like basically a freestyle battle. But it was written verses and shit, and we killed it. We did three. It's a fucking talent show. You really only supposed to do one performance. Me and my nigga like did three things in one little set. Killed that shit. I did that shit at 13. That's when I knew I had something going. That's where D.Boom, the name, came from. That's when I started rapping. Basically because I just like controlling crowds. I like having a silent moment on stage when I'm killing shit. I like having people at awe. Jaws just drop. Like, yo, this is the realest shit I ever seen. Like, like performance, man. I knew from day one, from my first performance, that I could captivate an audience. I could captivate a crowd through my passion, through my words. No matter how filthy they are, motherfucker. Like, you find out what you got. You know what I mean? As a human being and what you give into the world. Whatever you give into the world, it should be given to God. Yes, it was a rap battle. But we did like spoken word, poetry. We integrated some Black history in there. We was teaching people and shit. We was giving some education going on before me and that nigga went head to head on some rap battle shit. But even when we went head to head, we kept a boxing theme to it. So we had boxing metaphors and, you know what I'm saying, bars. It was just like I say, I could do that shit in my sleep. You know what I mean? What you could do naturally, You're going to want to do that all the time. I know people in sales who couldn't do sales, didn't understand sales. Boom. Like, remember I was selling energy. And this beautiful woman, it hit her like a ton of bricks. She was like, you know what, I'm flying as hell. Fuck selling this energy. Let me sell myself. And she took me on like a trip with her. She was like, let me show you how I do shit. I'm like, you a girl. Like, I ain't got your swag. Like, she fine as hell. Like, she just, like, we going door to door. You know what I mean? The people that be doing the energy shit. Yeah, we was door to door. And on God, every door we hit, every husband did the same shit. They see her. They know what time it is because they see us in their neighborhood selling energy. So nigga step out, close the door, and just talk to her. He's like, 3 men said it at like back to back to back. He's like, baby, I don't know what the fuck you selling, but I'll listen to it. Like, she was just fine. Like, and she played off that shit. She prostituting her face basically. Like, she ain't no prostitute. She ain't fucking these motherfuckers to get these little contracts and shit. She's just, like I say, taking advantage. It's like and then the wives do look like booger bears. They just look old and just washed up. So I see why he out here to talk to her. Because this is probably the finest chick he gonna see all day. Maybe he gonna beat up to her ass later. But I don't know. It just hit me. Women make the best sales people. Because like I said, it's a man's world, right? So women always gonna work this motherfucking shit. And that's what she told me. She was like, nigga, you obviously got something you can utilize too. I'm like, bitch, it ain't my looks. Fuck you mean? She was just like, you got humor. Use your humor. You a psychic, right? You use that. I'm like, damn, you know what? You right. So hey, what's going on? Boo, 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 boo. Hey, what's your birthday? I'm a psychic. Let's make a bet. If I can, you know what I'm saying, pinpoint you once you sign, it ain't really sign a contract. You're just saving pennies on your energy, but it's like you using what you got to your advantage to help you. You know what I mean? And I'm saying all that shit to say this. If I wasn't no rapper, I probably wouldn't be in y'all face with this shit. Like, if I didn't know how to captivate people, or if I didn't know what my influence was, I probably wouldn't be using it. You know what you bring it to the table. You know what you got going on, and it's crucial for you to use what you got going on, not for the world, but for God. Whatever you're doing got to be pleasing to God. And if it ain't pleasing to God, then it ain't what you need to be doing. Period. That's the difference between doing shit for the kingdom and just doing shit for the world. That's how you know if what you're doing is karmic or divine. Is it pleasing to God? Because if it's pleasing to God, then you good. If it ain't, then you know that, then you're gonna have to tweak some shit out. Last card is message. Masculine has the 3 of swords. This is pain from going past the point of no return. 2 of swords is pussyfooting around. That's not knowing what direction you want to go in life. It's only ace of swords, one right way, and that's up. There is no other way. It ain't heaven and hell, because hell don't exist. It ain't good and evil, because evil don't exist in the 4th and 5th dimension. Evil only exists on this 3rd dimension, on this planet, on this world. Now, there's other worlds out here. I told you, 7 trillion inhabited planets. There's other worlds on here, and in the universe, they probably got evil beings on there, or evil people, or a 2%er class that's enslaving the rest of the world like they doing on here. You know what I mean? But that's only on the planet. Galactic-wise, so when we leave the last atmosphere on these planets, whether that's this planet or the other planet that might be like ours but different, yeah, when it comes to the grand scheme of things, you know what I'm saying? It's only one way on operating. It's only one right way on operating, and you best believe karma. Hey, it ain't just, like I say, it ain't just karma you go in with the world. It's divine karma you got to deal with too. You thought it was another option. You thought it was another way of doing things. You starting to see that nah, you coming back the way you thought you weren't gonna come no more. It's like people that run away from God only to go back in the direction where God at. It's like people that, just like I said, wrote off people only to come back and need help from these same people. That's painful. Going in a circle. Wasting time, energy, and resources when you could have modified that behavior, but you didn't. You know, pain. That's normal. You're gonna fuck up. You're gonna have to forgive somebody. Like, you're gonna have to, like I said, it's like you leaving somebody alone only to let them back in. because it's where you at in life. You don't want to burn bridges, only to get back to this burnt bridge, building on the bridge, because you need to take this bridge to get where you got to go. It's all mental, Three of Swords, you know. So that's the message I got. Main message that I want to give before I leave, though, is the Six of Cups. Sauce. We all saucy. We all got steeds. We all got God's essence. We all are human beings. We all are individuals, but we all are general, too. We're special, but we're the same. We're only the same as far as the human part of it. Every human being is the same. Every person on this motherfucking planet, whether you are karmic, divine, or 1-2%er, we are all God's children. We are all God's children. God loves us all the same. We all come from the same starting boat. Ain't nobody different from nobody else in that sense. But the reality is we are different. We different, but we the same. We only the same because of our origins. We different because of where we going. Hopefully, that's the message that I got. Hope I can be of good use. It's your boy D.Boom. Please stay tuned, and I'll let y'all in a minute. Deuces.